Hi Techstars, welcome to today's video on simplifying product management. If you are new to this channel, what we do here is to simplify technical product management in a way that even a 5-year-old would be able to understand. And before we dive deep into technical product management, I deem it fit that we explain the terms you will be coming across with in your everyday life as a technical product manager. And in today's video, we'll be looking at two of these terms, and we'll look at the other terms in subsequent videos. And so if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you would be losing. You'll be on the long term. And so I would encourage you to subscribe. Please like this video and also share with those that matter. And in this video, I'll be explaining what an API is. API simply stands for Application Programming Interface. Application Programming Interface. And I'll be simplifying what an API is using a very simple analogy. So have you ever been in a restaurant? Of course, would have been in a restaurant at least once in our lifetime, and you must have placed an order, right? And so there will be a conversation between you, the waiter, and the kitchen. The kitchen is where your food will be prepared, right? And so in this scenario, you are the customer placing your request through a waiter, and the waiter takes that request to the kitchen. The kitchen processes your request, and then the API, the waiter brings your request back to you. And so in this scenario, the API is the waiter. So basically, the API takes your request and then brings your request back to you. Basically, that is what an API does. An API lets one app talk to the other app. It's like an intermediary, the middleman, right? So in this process, you don't see the back and forth, but you just see the result. So, for example, when you log in, you log on to Google, for example, and then Google uses its Google API to fetch your information. That's what happens here. So the API is the middleman that takes your request and then comes back with an answer, right? And so you might be wondering that why do I need to learn about API? Do I even need to know what it is or what it entails? You need to know, because you'll be working with engineers that will be building these APIs and be using these APIs. So you need to be in the know of what it is and what it can do and how it is being used, right? And you also understand how the system connects, even if you don't write codes. And that is why we are looking at API in today's video. So a quick recap: an API is the waiter between apps. You request and then the API delivers, right? And then we should know or learn about API because you need to understand how to communicate better with your engineers. Now, we'll be moving forward to the second term. The second term we'll be demystifying in this video is the MVP. MVP stands for the minimum viable product. Minimum viable product. And again, in this video, I will be demystifying MVP using a simple analogy. This time around, I'll be explaining from the angle of a baker, right? Now, imagine that you're making a cake, or you're baking a cake for a party, and then you have to make one slice first to test the flavor, right? You've taken this contract, and then you don't want to disappoint. But before you decide to bake the whole cake for the party or for the program, you decide to bake a sample cake first. this sample cake in the tech world is called the MVP, right? So the MVP is the smallest usable version of your product. Yeah, so you test it, you get feedback, and you improve it before building more. Yeah, so for example, you need to develop an application, and so you would first build a lookalike, a sample to the application, and then you test it, you get feedback, and then you improve on that feedback you've gotten before building more, or before amplifying what you built. Yeah, so for an MVP, you don't need to develop the whole app or the whole product. You need to just have a sample that you taste for flavor. Yeah, and also, why should you care, right? Why should you care developing an MVP? An MVP helps you validate ideas quickly. It also helps you to save time, money, and avoid building things nobody wants. Thirdly, an MVP is a smart way to manage risk, right? Instead of investing a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of energy into building the old product, an MVP is like a sample to test run. Like here in subsequent videos, we'll talk about testing. Testing is a major task, of a PM, right? And so instead of wasting time, wasting energy, wasting money, you would manage the risk involved by creating an MVP. So a quick recap is an MVP is a testable slice of a bigger idea, right? And so with an MVP, you build small, you learn, and then you improve. And also, technical product managers use MVP to make data-informed product decisions. Yeah, we use MVP to make data-informed product decisions. And I'm sure that with these explanations, you must have gotten what an API is and what an MVP is. And if this video really makes sense and really you understood these two terms clearly, please ensure you like, ensure you subscribe, and click the notification buttons to get notified when subsequent videos drop. Thank you.